Hey everyone, I'm going to teach you guys how to braid hair using extensions. I make sure to have my apron so I can put my hair tools in. I use 2 rat tail combs for parting, 2 alligator clips, or that's what I like to call them, shears, a lighter, pomade, and this brand, it's called Style Factor Edge Booster. This is the one I really like. But here's the gel. Brand is Eco Style, so I'm sure you guys can use any type of gel, but this is the one I prefer. And the hairspray, girl, got to be is gonna be like saving your life. It's like literally the best hairspray ever. And of course, don't forget to have hair braiding extensions. I'm using 2 of them. Starting off, I first brush my client's hair. Now, using my pomade, I spread it throughout her hair. This is just gonna make it like really nice and easy to part the hair. Then using the end of my comb, I make sure that this is straight from the middle. Also, I use my client's nose and between her eyes as my guideline. Now heading to the back, at the nape of her neck, I make sure that the part is right in the middle of her neck. Using both as my guideline for a straight middle part. Now for the real reason why you guys are watching. Starting at the corner of her head, we want to make sure this is going to come out nice and neat. Using my magic comb, I grab a small section at the very corner of her head. I'm going to use this strand as one of my legs for starting off the braid. Now, this is extremely important. Get your hair extension and place it on top of the section hair we created. As you can see here, the middle strand, or leg as I like to call it, is my client's hair. The ends of the hair extension are going to be my outer legs. If you guys are confused here, let me just break it down for you. There are 3 strands or legs when creating a braid. 1, there's an outer leg. 2, a middle leg. 3, there's the other side of the outer leg. So instead of creating a normal 3-sectioned hair braid, we're just going to be using this hair extension and just going to be mimicking the same process. Now to start braiding, making sure your hands are as close to the scalp as possible, you're going to start crossing the outer legs that we created using the extensions under the middle strand, which is my client's actual hair. You want to braid 2 times before adding the extensions, just so it's nice and secure before adding in more hair. As you can see here, once I'm done, I use my comb to grab a section of hair at the top of her head. This makes it more neat and no bumps while braiding. I add in a strand of hair into my fingers. I make sure it's nice and tight, close to the scalp. And then for one of the ends of the extensions I just added, I combined it with my middle strand. Then the other end, I just combined it with the outer leg, which again, I'm going to braid that down by crossing the leg underneath my middle strand. Once I get to the other side, I grab my handy dandy comb and I comb a section of hair, adding it into my forming braid. Alright guys, so this part is optional. I like to add in the extensions on both sides of the forming braid. You don't have to do this. I know for a lot of braiders, they just add in the hair at the top each time. I know if you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest each time you're adding in the hair, just do it at the top of the head. Whereas like if you see how I'm doing it, I'm just braiding from the top and at the bottom. For me personally, I really like how the color shows more prominently that way. I notice whenever I just do it at the top, the color is just showing more at the top than like the bottom. It's not just going like a full red all throughout the braid. But anyways, that's just me, like that's a me problem basically. But anyways, so just like how I was saying before. So you're just gonna get the ends, and like once you add in that extension in, you're gonna go ahead and with the outer leg, you're just gonna go underneath the middle strand, and you're just gonna be continuing to braid just that way. And boom, you're going to be repeating the same steps again and again, and that is basically how you add in that hair extension into the forming braid. So guys, just to keep this in mind, once again, I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please make sure your hands are as close to the scalp as possible. I know I've already said this like 4 or 5 times already, but please, this is just like the make it or break it for the braid to be like nice and clean. If you don't do this, it's gonna be loose and it's gonna be messy, and your hair is not gonna come out like this. I promise you this. And then some other things is like your comb is your best friend. You're gonna use that comb, you're gonna smooth out all that hair. It is like literally amazing. That's why it's like my magic comb. And then I would say also, like, if you want to put some of the pomade product on your fingers while braiding, and you can just put some on like the outer ends of the strands, and it just makes it so much more cleaner and nice and neat while you're braiding. So these are like some helpful tips while, like, you know, you're braiding your client's hair. Alright guys, now I am working my way towards the end of the braids. So I basically just braided all the way down to the tip. And then I use a lighter to seal the deal. Once I'm done, I just go ahead and cut whatever extra hairs are out or like sticking out with my shears. And then I just do the same thing and I repeat it on the other side. So hopefully this is helping out.
It's all magic, no tricks. Back to the street.
Hi guys, so basically this is gonna be the dipping hot water into the ends of the hair process. So as you can see right here, I'm just like boiling the hot water, and now me and my client, we're just waiting for the water to boil. So we're just being silly willy, dancing, having a good time. But anyway, so I go ahead and I put the towel on her. I have an extra towel too while I'm like dipping the ends with hot water. And just some like tips, I like to dip the hot water just at the ends and not going all the way towards the nape area. The reason why is because her actual hair is underneath the braids, and I don't want to like dip the hot water there on her actual hair because it's just gonna damage it. So I try just to be mindful and just make sure it's just towards the ends, like to the middle, not going further up. But unless your client has like really short hair, so it shouldn't be a problem going like a little bit higher than that. Yeah, just be very careful. I know when I started to do boiling hot water at the end, I was so scared and I was like, oh my god, I don't know, like whatever, I was just like overthinking, but honestly it is like the best thing for the braids. It just becomes really nice, it becomes soft, it feels really good against the skin when it gets dipped in hot water. In my opinion, like the braid is not like stiff anymore. It becomes more flexible, it's more softer, all that stuff. There's just only more benefits to do it. So anyways, just to seal the deal, I like to go ahead and spray the top of the head with the Got To Be Spray Baby, because that stuff holds very well and it lasts for a week. So I like to do that, and I'm like, I know some other braiders, or sometimes I do this too as well. I put mousse and then I use a do-rag and then I blow dry the top of the head just to also like hold the hair for the week. However you want to do it doesn't really matter. In my opinion, I just really like to do the Got To Be that day. That day was different for me. My client didn't mind, so that's what we did. And then boom, this is basically the end result. So it's really great. It's a good hairstyle. It lasts for a week, and of course it could go longer just depending on how well you keep the hair. But anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. If you want to subscribe to my channel and leave a like and comment, I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right, bye guys.